Hello, Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with the next devotee, Dr. Hafiz Syed. When Bhagavan was in Virupaksha cave, a mystery devotee, Satyamangalam Venkataraman, sang 5 hymns in praise of Ramana. One of the hymns extols Bhagavan thus: O Sadguru Ramana, though you are now in a Brahmin's body, you are the reality that transcends both caste and creed. People all over the world are going to flock to your feet, irrespective of differences in caste, religion, and faith. They will flock to you because they will see you as reality. The verses were composed and sung in 1910 when there were hardly any people around Bhagavan. But in 1922, when Bhagavan came to Ramana Ashramam and people from all over the world belonging to different races and religious sects started coming to the ashram, the verses prophecy became a reality. Dr. Hafiz Syed was one of the staunch Muslims who came to Bhagavan. He was a professor and the head of Islamic studies at Allahabad University. Although he bore no hatred towards other religions, he was convinced that Islam was the greatest religion in the world. One day, a friend gave him Paul Brunton's book, A Search in Secret India. He was so delighted when he read the book that he felt a strong desire to meet this great Hindu master. He wondered how the sage would receive a Muslim. He happened to meet Maurice Friedman, who encouraged him, saying, Yes, my Sadguru is Bhagavan Ramana. He is the ultimate truth. Go and meet him. He not only made the suggestion, but also made arrangements for Dr. Syed's stay in the ashram. And who received him at the jungle ashram? None other than Paul Brunton himself. It was Paul Brunton who took him inside to Bhagavan. Dr. Syed had one look at Bhagavan and he experienced the truth. It was a very short visit. He had to leave after that. As he was leaving, he felt that if at all he was ever able to attain any kind of spiritual perfection or fulfillment, it would take place only in the proximity of Ramana Maharishi. This first meeting took place in 1935. He came again in 1936. In 1937, when he visited the ashram, Dr. Syed became sick and was bedridden for a month. Bhagavan showered his love on Syed like a mother would on a child. Once he went into the kitchen and prepared upma with his own hands for Dr. Syed. This gesture of love was enough to melt Dr. Syed's heart and soul. However, his professional commitments prevented him from staying on in the ashram for a prolonged period. In 1943, he built a house near the ashram so that he and his wife could be in the presence of Bhagavan, at least during vacations. Bhagavan's presence meant everything to him. It is not possible to talk about Dr. Syed without mentioning his wife. She was a devout Muslim lady in Purda. She meticulously followed all the dictates laid down by Islam. Like her husband, she too was drawn towards this Hindu sage. She longed to see him, but she felt that her religion's dictates did not allow her to see any other man. So she came to the ashram and quietly sent word through her husband to Bhagavan. She would say, Master, please come and see me. Bhagavan too obliged by going to where she was waiting and standing before her. She communicated with Bhagavan through her husband since her religion would not allow her to have direct communication with the opposite sex. Bhagavan blessed her. He did not attempt to convert her, but the conversion took place of his own accord. Slowly, this staunch Muslim woman willed herself to come to the hall where Bhagavan was. Dr. Syed's wife was overwhelmed by a strong desire to invite Bhagavan home and feed him to her heart's content. At that time, the couple was staying in a rented accommodation next to the ashram. When she told her husband about her longing, Dr. Syed, who was well aware of the ashram rules and Bhagavan's way of life, said, "No, he cannot come out of the ashram and visit us. He has never had food outside the ashram." However, his wife remained adamant. Finally, Dr. Syed conveyed the message to Bhagavan when he was going up the hill. Bhagavan heard him out, smiled, and continued walking. But look at what happens when devotees persevere. When it is the brain that perseveres, it is arrogance. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupote.